Hey, this is Colby R. Rice, and I actually was not expecting the video to start so soon. I swear I will get the hang of this entire broadcasting thing sooner rather than later. But I'm just coming on to give a quick update because I said I would, because this is a daily creative journal. So actually, what I realized is that I probably won't be able to give an update on the day of. I was planning on doing that like every afternoon or every evening, giving an update on what I've done that day. But that's not honestly realistic because I spend pretty much all hours of the day and night doing creative stuff. And then the evening usually gets pretty busy because, again, like I told you guys, I'm a mom. So what's going to happen is that every day, like today, I'm giving you an update of what happened yesterday and so on and so forth. So, but then you'll also get like a little taste of what I'm doing today because I'm right here and I can tell you. So yesterday, I'm looking at my daily hustle thing on my phone. I keep like notes on my phone, and this is just a suggestion to all of you guys who are interested in really sort of kind of psychotically keeping track of what you do creatively every single day so that you know that you are making actual progress towards your goals. What you can do is keep a daily calendar or a daily journal or a daily like ledger, or I just use the notes function on my iPhone. And it's really helpful because I pretty much keep all of my accomplishments and keep track of pretty much every single thing I do during the day on my phone. And let me actually just turn this up. So, hold on. Let me see if you can actually see this. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, oh, there we go. You can see some of it. So you see this says Friday, December 9th, etc. And I can scroll up and I'm pretty much like, you probably can't see it that well, honestly, but I'm keeping track of what I do every day in bullet points. And that includes like lunch breaks. It includes if I have a meeting. It includes like when I'm cooking, when I'm doing laundry and housekeeping and all this other stuff so that I know how my day is like literally being broken down. And I also, the good thing about this as a side note is that in addition to being able to keep track of what you do, you also know essentially how many tasks you're able to get done per day and how big those tasks are. So generally for me, I get 4 to 5 major tasks, like major creative tasks done each day, which makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, if we're really sitting down and focusing, we probably spend anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half. For me, it's 2 hours per task before we kind of like get tired and have to switch to something else. And then you have lunch, you have life, you have hygiene, you have family, you have all those other things. So, I pretty much spend about 1.5 to 2 hours per task trying to like knock things out the box. And so it makes sense that I am able to get 4 to 5 done per day, usually around 4. Anyway, so that's just a tip to help your productivity as an artist, writer, filmmaker, whatever it is you want to do creatively. All right, so here's the update of what I actually completed yesterday. Let's see, today is Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. So I did like a lot of marketing and cleanup of like my social networks and my website, my Goodreads page, my Amazon author page, the YouTube channel, seeing as I'm trying to launch this as a daily creative journal. I need my channel to like look decent. I also wrote 1,176 words for the Iron Maiden. Whoop, whoop. And I'm really proud of what I actually wrote. The ending of the scene can be worked on, but that's okay. For the Bohemian Badass, which again is the creative education and training arm of my Fempire, I am actually working on a bunch of courses to release from the Bohemian Badass. But what I was working on yesterday was a 28-day challenge called Breaking Badass, which I'm really proud of. I mean, I know it's sort of a ripoff of Breaking Bad, but like not really. But at Breaking Badass, it's a free 28-day challenge to help any of you guys, whether you're a new, aspiring, emerging, or established artist, to really just sit down, break through all the craziness, and make time to make your art. So week 1 is about like, it's about crushing fear and crushing insecurity. Week 2 is about building a brand, a creative brand and a creative business. Week 3 is about launching that creative brand, the creative business. And week 4 is about like literally sitting your butt down in the chair and making your art, whatever it is, on a step-by-step basis. And depending on what track you're on, whether you're a screenwriter, filmmaker, novel writer, I am creating what I call a 10-minute creative roadmap. So basically you can sit down for 10 minutes a day or more, and using the roadmap that I create for your particular track, if you just follow that roadmap and do each task per day, you'll be able to finish something significant by the end of the roadmap. And I got this idea from Pilar Alessandra's 10 minutes, the coffee break screenwriter, and it's an amazing book. And Pilar Alessandra is an amazing script consultant, and she has a wonderful podcast called the On the Page podcast. And basically the coffee break screenwriter is to help screenwriters to literally take 5 to 10 minutes a day to work on their screenplay, so that at least they can get one screenplay draft or a finished polished screenplay done by the end of each year. And it might not take everyone that long. It could take you a couple months. It could take you half a year, 3 months, 4 months. But the way that she breaks down screenplay writing and production is incredible. And I'm not taking any of her material and using it in any of my courses, but I certainly took the concept of like literally having people break their projects down into 10-minute pieces so that they can, at any point in the day, no matter how busy they are, you can grab 10 minutes, right? So when you're sitting down and you have an extra 10 to 20 minutes on hand, you can actually take her book and work on your screenplay. And likewise, you can take my 10-minute creative roadmap and work on one of the 10-minute activities that I have listed on the roadmap. So if you're writing a novel, I'm going to break writing a novel down into 10-minute steps. If you're designing a game, that's going to be broken down into 10-minute steps. And I can't go through the entire process for novel writing, screenwriting, and game design or filmmaking in this one roadmap. That actually requires, in my opinion, a bigger course and a longer period of time, but you'll at least be able to kickstart your project using the 10-minute creative roadmap. And as I said, that's available, or that will be available in week 4 of the Breaking Badass 28-day challenge that I'm putting together. And that's completely free. All of that is free because why not? We're trying to all be creative. Why should I be charging you to like start your projects and to help you start your projects? Like, that's kind of crazy. What else did I do? I thought a lot more, and I did a lot of brainstorming on that second novel series that I talked to you guys about a couple of days ago, which is The Hitman of Happily Ever After. That first book, Rose and John Doe's, which is the Beauty and Beast retelling / noir remix version of Beauty and the Beast. Something just really hit me to get emotionally deeper into the story, and a lot of things that come out of personal experience or personal observation have really started to go into the story. And I think it's making the story a lot more compelling and a lot more impactful. So I'm really excited about that, to add those layers. So I did that yesterday as well. And that's basically that. Oh, that's not basically that. I didn't tell you guys this before, but there is an event that I am participating in on campus at the University of Arizona for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And we haven't come up with an actual title for the event yet, but as a part of the event, I am directing a very particular piece between 2 dance segments, and it's a spoken word piece that I'm curating and I'm directing. And when I say that I'm curating, that means that I am looking through a bunch of different poems that deal with Martin Luther King Jr. or the civil rights movement. And I'm selecting the poems, arranging them, and then coming together with a couple of spoken word artists. And we're going to put on a 5-minute performance that's going to be a part of this larger performance. And so as a part of my responsibilities to the project, I have to arrange the pieces so that they make narrative sense and that they're impactful and powerful. And I also have to literally direct the spoken word artists, because theater and performance work isn't just about relating the voice and the emotion to the text. It's also about arrangement, and it's about melody and harmony, and it's about movement, and it's about placement, and a whole bunch of other things that go into connecting the artist with the text, with the audience. So for that particular project, I'm the director essentially of that particular segment. So I'm working on that. And what I did yesterday for that is that I met with this wonderful woman at the University of Arizona's Poetry Center. And I didn't even know that we had a poetry center until recently. And apparently we're one of 3 poetry centers on a campus in the country, which I find absolutely incredible and amazing. And the Poetry Center is gorgeous. It's very well stocked and has amazing resources. And I met with one of the librarians, and she helped so much. She helped immensely with getting together all of the poems that either talked directly about Martin Luther King Jr. Or that talked about him sort of indirectly. And I selected poems, and I'm gonna have to go through the poems again with some of the spoken word artists I'm working with, so that we can sort of we can narrow down our list of poems and decide how we want to engage with those poems on stage, essentially. So that's another project that I'm working with, and it's really awesome. Just being able to get more into theater in this way, and exercise some skills and do it in the context of a really amazing, powerful, just I say like very morally grounded movement, which is the civil rights movement, and one of the leaders of that movement, which is obviously MLK Jr., who was incredible. He wasn't the only civil rights leader who was impactful, obviously, but obviously he's one of the biggest ones. So that's basically the creative update. I actually have to run right now because another creative thing I'm doing today is that I have to defend my portfolio that I've produced throughout the semester. And what I am going to be discussing in that meeting is this collaborative arts festival that I'm putting on at the University of Arizona for my master's thesis project. And that's gonna happen of 2019, but I have to do a lot of preparation between now and then, because we're offering a summer institute as a part of the festival, as well as the spring exhibition. So basically it's like a mini Sundance, but it's catering to the Tucsonian local community. And it also is community sourced and basically pulls in non-theater makers and non-filmmakers, pulls them into the program, trains them in whatever track they want to be trained. And then if they want to present their work at the spring exhibition, that is what we will be doing. So we'll be doing a showcase in the spring, training in the summer, and then all of our intake and our programming, our organization in the fall. Pretty much like Sundance does it, except I think our schedule is just a couple of months off, a couple months later than Sundance is. So yeah, that's basically it. That's what I'm working on. And I will come back to you guys tomorrow to let you know what's going on, because I'm staying accountable. So you should have, at least I should be reporting more words written for the books of Ezekiel, specifically the Iron Maiden, and words actually written for the first book in my Hitmen of Happily Ever After series. So until then, take it easy, stay badass, stay indie, stay creative. Okay. And I'm sorry for like the really dark thing that's going on here. I'm in my office and it's dark. And actually probably on the next podcast, not the next one, the one after this one, after tomorrow's, which is going to be Thursday, I'm going to tell you guys more about all the projects that I'm working on in more depth, and sort of give you like a tour of my creative like mad scientist mind. And I'll also give you a view of what I'm looking at right now, which is my production board with all my projects on it. So yeah, I just bear it all here. But yes, until then, stay badass, stay indie, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.